Alex Jones, you are a disgrace to this world. I think the best statement I've ever heard about the war that we are in, Iraq, I don't care which one you want to pick, um, is this. My old psychiatrist, your son was in the war, came back on leave for a couple of weeks, and he went home, and the first two things he said, I don't want to hear anything about the war. I don't want to know anything about the war. Because in truth, he didn't want to know that he was fighting a false war, or he was, in the middle of something that he wouldn't morally find right. He would rather fight for, the belief behind it, the freedom that, and the deaths that were lost. You know, it's funny, what ifs I don't mind. What if 9/11, the document Bush was handed, was, taken seriously? What if WikiLeaks occurred like Michael Moore said and had that document posted? Would they have taken it serious then? What if they took this phone call seriously when the flight school of these men called them and said, hey, I have these people here, they don't want to know how to land a plane or take off in a plane? What if, even to the degrees of what if Columbine, could have been prevented with better parenting? What if, Oklahoma City bombing, we could have took count and have knowledge of these materials being bought to make a bomb? Even to, what if we could have stopped the first attack on the trade centers? Now, we live in a world where, we forget the heroes pretty quickly. We forget the 343 firefighters. Not one of us out there could probably name one of those firefighters unless we were, in truth, family members. Or how about the 12 students and one teacher who died in the massacre, and the 24 injured students of Columbine? Probably one. We couldn't even name one of the kids who died in the Oklahoma City bombing. Things that we were supposed to never forget. I see it all around, on the bumpers of cars. Never forget. Yeah, never forget the tragedy that occurred. Yeah, I understand that. But forget about the small things is okay. But the whole picture's still there. We know that the towers collapsed. We know people died in Columbine. But we can't individual them. We can't break it down to saying, what occurred. People like you make this world a disgrace to live in. Conspiracy theorists in general, I can't stand any of them. The belief of JFK being killed by more than one gunman. And I think Penn and Teller probably said it best, and I believe it was them, that humans want to have that belief that it couldn't have been just one lone nut to take down such a great man in the case of JFK. It couldn't be a group of terrorists hijacking planes, to take down buildings. Couldn't just be two students. It had to have been a third. That's the thing that we don't get, and we don't want to believe so hard. When you make your career out of letting out filth out of your mouth, the hatred that you spread to people, to say, oh, yeah, in this video, they called Tower 7 falling, and then they said, oh, it's gonna, explode. Dude, it was a tragic time. They saw 2 other buildings. That building was structurally damaged. Of course it was going to fall down. Maybe the guy just used the wrong words and said it was going to explode. Because how those other buildings, when they came down, they sure as hell, with the dust clouds, looked like they exploded. You know, I look at people who have these conspiracy theories. Oh, look underneath the plane. There was a bomb, and this was too small to be this plane. Those are those people. The people who can't believe, won't believe that a couple of lone nuts did it. You know, on the note of JFK, you know, people so much says, you know, you can't shoot like this. You couldn't shoot. It's physically impossible. He wasn't that great of a shot. That's a lie. Time and time again, it has been proven that you can shoot like that. It has been proven that your head jerks like that if been shot. It has been even to the degree proven by his military records that he was a great shot. You know, I see people like you who, instead of honoring the ones who passed, make a mockery of them. You know, and this video is pointed so much out of anger from what just occurred in the Senate to make this video, because, you know, I think it's unfair that the 9/11 workers don't get free health care. The people who are now dying because of this tragedy, because they decided they can go and help, and they didn't have the proper equipment to do it, can't get free health care. The people who use 9/11 as a fear tactic voted no. Republicans voted no on this shit. So, you know, when you look at people, you know, everywhere, you need to remember, history is great to learn from. Because with that knowledge, we can prevent and stop the stupidity of another tragic event. You know, I see, you know, people shooting up schools, shit like that. Did Columbine not really work out that way? Colleges, people being, you know, anywhere from decapitated, and we don't fight with terrorists. We don't do anything with terrorists. Well, it's a world of shame that we lose men in some horrific accidents. And, you know, people always talk, you know, about Vietnam and how Vietnam went down. It's very simple. And this one is as simple as we can be. Because of people saying, you know, and what they saw and what they heard, decided to call them baby killers when they came home, decided to treat them like scum, even though they did something to protect our freedom. Yes, they were misled. And I guarantee Bush misled us into a war. But when you look at, when you're saying that all these tragedies were conspiracies, you know, there was more to it, you're a joke. You know, yes, I believe that if we take everything wholeheartedly that the government says, we will have issues. You know, a big brother will occur. But to some degree, at least for most human beings who saw the tragedy unfold, you know, people say with JFK, man, they knew. They knew what they saw. They can tell you where they were. I can state this. I've seen 2 tragedies. 9/11 played on live TV. I was at school. I also seen Oklahoma City bombing. I was sitting down with my family eating at a restaurant, They had it on TV. So I've seen tragedy. And same with you, sir. Then you, but unlike you, I don't spread the filth that you do. I will leave this world knowing that I haven't spoiled the world like you have. Alex Jones, this is simple. If you really were the man you say you were, you would give up all your money to try to prove with certainty that it was a conspiracy. Instead, you just make your money. Make your money for the films you were in. You make the money for your radio show, the advertising sell, and then on YouTube you make your money because you're a partner. You are a disgusting human being. And one day, the world will know this. And one day I will truly feel sorry for you. But right now you're causing people to be to be pure base and fear towards this country. Oh, the government did this, they're gonna do it again. Yes, it was handled horribly. But I guarantee they would never do this purposely. You know what? This was Kill Ugly. And I'll state this. If you are out there and you have the same urge that's deep down inside me, make a video. Post it. Because you know what? This guy, he's scum on the earth. And anything you bring to the fight will help win the war. This was Kill Ugly. Please, do whatever you want. Comment, rate, subscribe. I don't care. The last video I've done against Alex Jones, I got hated upon greatly. I don't care. And one last small thing. I wish you a happy holidays, a great time and a joyous time with your family. And remember, when you leave, tell people that you love them, because you never know when the next tragedy